Okay, I want to thank you for participating in this honors celebration tonight. What a wonderful way to celebrate excellence, right? A plus, by the way, for that applause all night. It's been awesome. Please join me again in congratulating the 2018 inductees of the Hall of Fame and the Board of Directors. And now I'd like to welcome, and have you help me welcome, the CEO of the Hall of Fame to my left, Greta Chapman, with some closing remarks.
Thank you, Courtney. It has been an amazing 2 days of celebration. I wouldn't even conceive to try to take those stories and try to go one up. They are amazing stories with that. One housekeeping item for the winning bids, they will be on the screens after my remarks, and also you can check the bid sheets and make your payment at the registration desk. And again, we are very appreciative of your generous donations for this nonprofit and also for supporting the mission. For the past 6 years, I've had the honor and the privilege of working with a team of people to be a part of this organization. And South Dakota has done a great tradition for the last 41 years with this ceremony. Our mission, as you have heard, to build a culture of excellence at one act at a time, it's based on inclusive. It's not about perfection. It's about the mundane tasks of everyday life that we face. The paradox for excellence is the doing and the being of everyday life through the humanness of perseverance, forgiveness, gratitude, fear, and self-awareness, just to name a few. Each inductee's story is through this lens, and we have the honor and the privilege of sharing and connecting those stories for all of South Dakota. It's the realities of each day that brings us with our hopes, our fears, and our faith. What was described in these stories was not a silver spoon, not from something that was handed over, or just something that happened along the way, although I think for John Porter there might have been a few things along the way, and maybe for Ray too. It's a stories of picking up the pieces, of pushing through the fear, of asking for forgiveness, and recognizing none of them stood on this stage without knowing the people that stood with them through the good and bad times. You know, when I started in this mission, I thought intellectually it seemed out of reach. Intuitively, I knew it was the backbone of culture. Culture is about people. You've seen that through the weekend. You've heard that in the stories. And there's stories that are built upon the relationships with others, and in particular, giving a voice to younger generation for the tools for them to build their dreams. Our mission is a collective understanding, recognition, and celebration of what works, what matters, and what dreams are built upon. We can lose direction. We can lose hope. We can lose purpose. But it's the Hall's mission for that not to happen. Sometimes I get the question about, what is your service? I share that because sometimes it can be elusive. But our service is the connections, the access, and the relations to these South Dakota people that have made our history and are building our future. It's the simplest of ideas, and yet it's a big mountain to climb, and we cannot do it without all of you. It is the service from South Dakota champions in connecting their stories to youth, to their communities, and through their humanness that is in each of them and across South Dakota. We are the primary organization that can demonstrate what all marketing trends are trying to do every day. We've got storytelling on steroids, with boots on the ground, for the tools to make dreams happen. Regardless of your politics, I want to conclude my remarks with a statement from Senator John McCain when he wrote for saying goodbye to the country that he loved. His words embellish what our mission is doing and what matters. He said, "Being connected to Americans' cause is about liberty, equal justice, and respect for the dignity of all people. That's what brings happiness more than life's fleeting pleasures. We weaken when we hide behind walls rather than tear them down, when we doubt the power of ideas rather than trust them to be the great force for change that they have always been. 41 years ago, an idea was born to celebrate, honor, and connect the stories of champions, to build bridges instead of walls, and connect South Dakotans, our people across the state, with the stories of trials, tribulations, tears, and hope. We have much more in common with each other, and I hope that you take that away with you from the inductee stories and the mission of the Hall. This ceremony is the beginning of the 2018 inductee stories being shared and impactful for all in South Dakota. It's an honor and a privilege to serve you, the South Dakota Hall of Fame, and the state of South Dakota. Thank you again for your support and being here to celebrate the 2018 inductees. This concludes the honors ceremony, and thank you.